ever thought about getting a pet but hesitated? Wondering if it's something you could manage? Or maybe you've seen them but you just don't know much about them. In today's video, I'm looking at how pets can make such a difference when you're living with chronic illness, the extraordinary benefits they give, and what it really takes to take care of them, and some ideas to make that work. Spoiler alert, it might be easier than you think. So what is it that makes having a cat or a dog so special? The most important thing is they give us emotional support. Pets are just wonderful companions because they love us unconditionally. They don't care if the dishes are piling up, or you're stuck in bed. They just see you as you, this wonderful person, and they're always there. And look, you can tell them all your worries and how upset you are and how miserable you are, and they'll just look at you with love. There are some differences. Dogs, and I hate to admit this, have more emotional intelligence. They can read your mood and respond to it. Cats, not really. And most dogs can be trained. Cats, no. But cats have their own calm, comforting presence. There's just something about having a cat asleep on your lap that makes the world a better place. Pets also bring structure into our lives. We have to get up and feed them and attend to their needs. And their personalities and individual quirks can make the days a little brighter. And if you have a dog, that sort of pleading look can be the perfect reason to actually go outside. It's usually much easier to do something for a pet than for ourselves. And research has shown that actually stroking a pet lowers our own stress levels. When you're feeling upset, to actually be able to stroke and sit with a pet will actually calm you down. And I think the final thing is that they remind us to live in the moment. They don't worry about yesterday or tomorrow. They just care about right now. Whether it's them enjoying a sunny spot or a treat, they can help us stay in the present. So these are all lovely reasons to have a pet, but can you manage it if you've got a physical or mental illness? So let's look at the basic needs of pets. The absolute key need is feeding. Pets need regular food and water. You can buy automatic feeders and you can fill it up and it will just dispense food at certain times. And of course, if you have a jar of treats by your bed or your chair, you can always just top it up with a bit of love and treats. And pets are very adaptable. They don't care how they get their food as long as they get it. When I first got COVID, I was really quite unwell. And I emptied a large box of dry cat food onto a heap on the bathroom floor tiles. And I got a bucket and filled it up with water and left the cat to its own devices for a few days. It was perfectly happy. Probably not the way to go long term. And if washing a pet dish is difficult for you, there are paper plates or even just aluminium foil. It's very doable with a bit of creativity because there's no judgment. And just one thing, if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, be aware that cats are obligate carnivores, which means they have to eat meat, whilst dogs can eat anything. If you eat, then you also have to have toileting arrangements. If your cat stays inside, what you need is something called a litter tray. If bending or lifting is hard for you, maybe train your cat to go up to a table to use it. Unfortunately, a kitty litter tray is not the end of it. They become very pongy remarkably quickly and need emptying every couple of days. And if you can't manage, maybe you could find a neighbourhood child who would do it for a little bit of money or perhaps some time with the cat. It shouldn't stop you from having a cat. If a cat lives outside more and perhaps going out of a window, for dogs, the simplest is to let them into your garden if you have one, or briefly take them outside to the nearest lamppost. And they can usually wait overnight. If you can't do these, there are puppy pads, and a dog will very quickly learn to use it. The third need is exercise and play. And this is where cats are very simple. All a cat needs is 2 10-minute play sessions a day. And that will also give it enough exercise. Cats are really not that energetic. And play is very simple. If you get a stick with a string on the end, something dangles from it and move it around, the cat is perfectly happy chasing it. My experience with cats is the toys have been less successful. After initially expending a fortune on cats' toys, the only toy it has really shown any real interest in is this rather ratty looking fish. And I think its life would be absolutely fine if I'd never bought it. Dogs also love to play. Inside you can play games of fetch or tug of war. And dogs love fluffy toys, especially if they squeak. But most breeds of dogs do need to go outside for exercise. Although pugs and the smaller Pomeranians and Chihuahuas can manage inside. And a dog doesn't just get exercise when it goes outside. It gets interest and stimulation from all those smells. As anyone who's tried to hurry up a dog knows, if your dog needs walking, there are professional dog walkers, or maybe you can get a neighbourhood child, or a neighbour might take your dog with their dog. And if you can get out, you could use an Uber Pet to take your dog to the dog park as an occasional treat. If you can go outside, maybe a friend could take you to the dog park with your dog, where you could sit and have a chat and maybe a takeaway coffee. Okay, so those are the basic needs. Then there's a few other things to talk about. And one of them is sort of vet care and vet costs. Both cats and dogs do need annual checkups and vaccinations. If finances are tight, there may be charities that offer low-cost care. There are a couple of other things to consider. Both cats and dogs shed hair, loads of it, particularly at the change of season, because they get a much thicker coat in winter. So you do need regular vacuuming. And also for cats, unfortunately, some people are really allergic to them. And although it depends on the individual dog, some breeds bark a lot. It's just something to check out if you have common walls. And please get your animal microchipped, so that if it escapes, people who find it can work out who it belongs to. And the final comment, if you've got a pet, when you are feeling down, it can be very tempting to give that little face that's sitting there expectantly a treat, and to keep giving it treats. And I've seen a number of cases, including in my own family, where the much loved pet just becomes larger and larger, and that really doesn't work for them. So just be kind to your animal and limit the treats, however pleading they are. So you've seen those very cute puppies and kittens. Should you get one? They're very cute, but they are an enormous amount of work. So if you're managing an illness, particularly if you have limited energy or motivation, getting a rehomed adult animal may work a lot better. Shelters and rescues usually have older animals that they're rehoming, and they're often calmer. Here's the final scoreboard. Both cats and dogs work when you have a chronic illness. And the really good news is that their needs can usually be sorted with a bit of creativity and choosing the right breed. If all this sounds a bit daunting, there are other ways to have pets in your life. Fostering a pet for a short period may be a way to find out if you can manage, and you might finish up falling in love with the animal you're fostering, and it becomes a foster fail. Or you could offer to pet sit for friends or neighbours. If you're able to get out, rescue shelters often need people to spend time with the animal. And if your neighbour goes to work every day, they might be delighted to find that you want to look after their animal during the day. Just a very quick note or quick disclaimer. Every pet is unique, and their needs depend on their age, their breed, their personality. And the tips I'm sharing are based on my experience. But please do your own research and talk to the person you're getting the animal from. So now over to you.